Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. So it's time again to get into Trump's weekly crappenings. So anyway, this one will go from March 18th through the 24th. But I wanted to remind you all that I have done an astrology video as to where the full moon lunar eclipse is going to land in his chart, which happens on the 25th. So I will link that below this video in the description area, just in case you haven't seen it yet, or you want to watch it again. So other than that, let me swap out cameras here and bring you over my table. Hold on. Okay, so I decided to use the Kipper just to check into his week, but of course, we had a lot happening last week. And I do remember with the tarot reading, I'm using Cheryl Marchetti's Kipper for this week though, but the tarot reading last week, I remember we had the Strength card in his near future. The Hierophant reversed over here in the past. That seemed to me like Aileen Cannon kind of turning everything on its head, because she definitely gave him a win. She has effectively delayed the stolen documents case with leaving it just with no firm trial date. Makes me wonder, if he's not guilty, why does he delay every single court case? Right? Maybe he knows he's guilty and he doesn't mind wasting all the energy, time, and money. Oh, wait, hold on. The RNC pays for all his legal bills, right? Well, there you go. That would also be the Hierophant reverse. But we had the his crossing card with that Eight of Cups. He couldn't get away with things. But we did have over here in the near future, I remember we had the Strength card. And then somewhere up here we also had the Victory, the Six of Wands card. So that, I'm sure, has to do with, this little week where he feels like he's on some stronger footing. And I need to read on Fani and, the whole ultimatum that's been thrown at her now, even though she's not off the case, but I'll read on that. Maybe today, I don't know. And Alvin Bragg's case, my goodness. Man. So I learned that Stormy Daniels there's a documentary about her coming out. I didn't know about that. But all of I guess there's, bottom line, it turns out that SDNY had some evidence that Alvin Bragg would have needed, 140,000 pages of evidence. And it was all related to Michael Cohen's prosecution. So because Michael Cohen went in last week, I think it was Wednesday, a couple days ago, and that probably opened up a big can of worms. So anyway, because SDNY didn't turn all that over to Alvin Bragg, his Manhattan DA's office, that means that SDNY was withholding that evidence also from Trump lawyers, and that's the root of the problem. So why wouldn't they have turned it over earlier? Well, we could blame it on, a few different ways, but the general rule is that the criminal cases, their discoveries, it can be more limited than it is in civil cases. And Alvin Bragg's office is only required to hand in what they have, meaning, of course, that they can't hand over things that they don't have. And they're not required to go out and look for things either. So all in all, I think it just seems to be a case of SDNY, which is a federal branch, wasn't communicating with Alvin Bragg's Manhattan state branch, and they don't have to because of this. I guess there's something called the Supremacy Clause of the Constitution. Right? Like, federal doesn't have to listen to state court or their subpoenas or phone calls or anything from Alvin Bragg's Manhattan office. So they do what they want. And they turn over documents to the U.S. Attorney's Office, which would be Alvin Bragg's, whenever they want. or not. So there's that. Anyway, bottom line is with that one, Judge Mershon has to decide on how long the parties need to look at these additional documents. And they could send out more, is the deal. So Alvin Bragg agreed to a 30-day delay, but the only problem is that the judge has another trial scheduled. I guess that Build the Wall, Steve Bannon's fraud case. That's coming in on May 27th. So that's... But then again, maybe he could delay that one. I don't know. What a week. Well, I knew this was going to happen, with the astrological transits. I knew it was going to be a huge news dump week, but man, all in one day or two. Okay, so this week for Trump, March 18th to the 24th. And I did his, I did the lunar eclipse in his chart. I did that video already. I'll try to remember to link it below, though, just in case you missed it. It's not very long, and it's really simple. So that'll be coming up on the Monday after this, next week. Okay, right there. Well, this week he's restricted somehow. I doubt it's going to be in his diapers. Well, I guess they might hold things in for him. Karma. Whoa, somebody flipping, whoever this guy is. Okay, so here's the core around what's happening this week. His crappenings this week, literally and figuratively. Okay. So before I lay out the other cards, he's restricted as to how much work he can do to get those wheels turning in the way he wants. And then, like I said, this is usually my flipper card, but it doesn't have to be this. This actually, it's very possible that the gift card is just some support for him because, well, goodness, I mean, Weisselberg pled guilty of perjury, so we know he's going to prison, but wouldn't it make sense to you and me, right, that he... he had a plea agreement going on here to reduce his sentence. I think this is Weisselberg who gave up something to reduce his sentence, and this would be, karma with Trump in the past. The reason I say Weisselberg is because he worked for Trump. The clues to the person. He's going to prison. He has his plea agreement and some other documents as to how they stole, and again, court documents and Trump Towers. Okay, something might come out about that this week. If not, it's something to look at. Okay. Yeah, Weisselberg's not feeling well. He's not doing well at all. I think the court case has really gotten to him. Okay. But for Trump, so that's at the core. The issues with Weisselberg, he got caught lying. He's having to go back to prison. And but I do believe he gave up something and got a shorter sentence with that plea agreement. So for this week for Trump, opening up the reading, there's a painful loss to some major hopes and dreams and visions that he had regarding, things that could work his way or not. The corners tell me that he's going to be doing a lot of meeting, having meetings, trying to get together with trying to bring in some teamwork. And thinking it has to do with getting guidance from his attorneys, because he's really worried. Now with the coffin card, it could also be a server, and there's something with a foreign country. Yeah, because this is a box. Could also be stolen documents, the stolen documents case. Because, I can read these cards on many different levels, but the stolen documents, yeah, ooh, goodness. The stolen documents case, there could be some proof that comes out that he sold or worked with someone overseas. And Jack Smith has this information, and it's really weighing down on him. God, can you imagine what he's sitting on and just chomping at the bit to get me in court, Oh my goodness. Okay, so and then Jack Smith is looking at all this. He has this team. This is Jack Smith's team. This could also be a video that was erased from Mar-a-Lago, because Mar-a-Lago's by the ocean. Goodness. Yeah, and he has it. Jack Smith has it. His card's knight to him. All of his hard work. Now that and now he has to just sit there and wait. But he has it. So this is probably a preview of the past. Moving over here. I don't know that this is Ivanka, but it's somebody. Well, it could be Alina Habba, could also be Aileen Cannon, and there's some change coming in, some movement. But then again, this could be the movement of the boxes here. From Mar-a-Lago to Bedminster. I read on that a long time ago and thought that Jack Smith had some unsealed subpoenas around that, unsealed indictments and subpoenas. This is our subpoena card here. This is the answer card that is ending for the week. Subpoenas. So because this is all about how Trump will experience his week, he's going to be locked up in, at least in fear and restriction over literally documents that are revealed, some important discovery. And somebody's going to be giving this to DOJ. This could be Merrick Garland, that's been really super slow, and I'll read on him separately. I'm now at that point where it's gotta ask some questions on that. Yeah. Okay. So in the future, though, back to the corners. Whomever this is looking at making some changes because of something that comes out. And it has Trump. Now, this could, and maybe if it's not a lady, because this doesn't have to be a person. This could just be, luxury and creativity and a person's wealth and how much pleasure they have. Well, if it's not, so this could be Trump's health changing, and for the worse. We've got the health card over here too. But I do feel like this has more to do with like Weiselberg and maybe even Merrick Garland. Maybe Jack Smith is having trouble this next week, or has been, and yeah, because it's a lot to hold on to all that and not be able to do anything with it. I mean, Aileen Cannon has got to just be frustrating bejesus out of him. Anyway, the despair card is our card that has to do with just, really bad problems. It's a card of self-destruction. It's a card of violence. It's right next to the J6 committee card. And documents that were moved, and maybe his maybe Trump giving some documents over to violent leaders in another country. There's that possibility, and like his strategy to try and keep his reputation, which his reputation is nothing but a grifter, to keep it intact. But anyway, this card here, like I said before, is subpoenas. Somebody's going to be very disappointed. If it's not a subpoena, it's at least disappointment. It can sometimes be an illness. It's, usually called sadness. Psychological disorders are rampant with this card and with this card. This is even a card of suicide in the worst case. Sleepless nights. It's like the Nine of Swords, but it doesn't go away. Major demands on him, and he can't really handle it. And that change comes in there. Yeah, and Melania didn't come through, so I can't say it's her leaving, and she pops in and out of Mar-a-Lago, so she's still around, even though I don't think they really have a relationship. But it was always transactional anyway. She's bought and paid for just like he is. Putin's little couple. Let's see. Yeah, if it is a person, it could be someone on the J6 committee, but not like Zoe Lofgren or some of the older gals. It would be somebody younger who either remembers a document or says that, there's something about, she's got delivery there to the DOJ or to Jack Smith's team. But then again, this really could be Aileen Cannon because of this diagonal here. And she is that age. She has kind of, just shifted everything and ruined it. But she's ruined it for him as well, right? He's not going to get away with this stuff. No matter, that's the thing, hands down, no matter if any of these trials get through the system and get to completion or finalized by the election or not, he's not going to win. I read on that so many times, and he's not going to win. So, yeah, let's read on Fani. Let's see. I'm going to use I'll use this deck, Chiro Marchetti's. Let's read on Miss Fani and see what is she going to do now that Judge McAfee has ruled there wasn't any conflict of interest, and she can stay on the case, but she's been given this ultimatum to the only way she can stay on the case is if she lets Nathan Wade go. I think he's going overboard, but let's see. I got to let go of all of my bias there. You know what? No. Let go of my bias. Forget that question first. Forget that question. Let me just do a short little. Let's do a short little read on whether or not she'll be reelected in May. Her and what's his name? Judge McAfee. They both come, their elections come up in May. Can you believe that? Okay, so Fani. Wait, hold on. I need to see if do I even have the people cards in here? Sometimes yeah, no, hold on. I need it. Let me use this other deck where I know the cards are. Yeah, I don't have the people cards in that one. Hold on. Sorry. On this one, it's going to be shiny. There's going to be a little bit of a. It's a new deck, and I didn't use this weird spray that I use in order to take the shine off. So I apologize for that. We're going to have a little bit of a glare, but it's okay. It'll work. Okay, dearest Fani, will you be reelected? Will you be reelected? And then I'll read on the other. Will you be reelected? How will the May election go for you? Okay. All right, I don't like that card. We've got the mice. There's the love. Ooh, I like these. There's the bridge. Mountain. Doesn't look like it's going to be easy. This would be the public, social media. This would be the tower card in the Lenormand. Has to do with the government position. There's the ship that brings in, well, travel, but change. Okay, timing. All right, I have to do more cards. Thought maybe 9 would work, but let's just go ahead and, because if she's not going to be reelected, it's not, well, there are other options. Oh, here she is. Well, shoot. Oh my God, this is awful. I don't know. I can't really say. Here she is. She's looking at, you know, the vote, the public, and there's something that minimizes her vote. There's something that kind of blocks her. Oh my goodness, I don't know why. So blocking her wisdom, blocking the harmony that could keep her there. There's like this surprise darkness, and it has to do with, you know, like her past love life. She does have many, many loyal followers, but this bridge that she took in relationship kind of risked everything, and some people don't like that. But hanging over her, this is, well, it's change though. I mean, it's usually improvement, but it's also change. And then ending with this, you know, going around and around in circles. Maybe it's just too early to say on that. She's knighting to, it's looking, well, what she has in control is like some time. But I don't like having the mountain card right here, and especially in the center. I don't like this coffin card here. This has to do with endings. Endings that are like surprising. You know what? I'll just let this one go, because it could be that things are in flux. And let's look at it from another. Okay, so she has choices now. One choice would be to, well, if she wants to stay on, she has to fire Nathan Wade. So I'm thinking that should probably come up in the cards. But Let's see what she's going to do. Because she has another option. And there are some legal scholars saying, and you guys might get pissed when I say this, but I'm just telling you what I'm hearing on the news. They're saying that she could give the case over to a whole new team that she gets to choose, and then recuse herself, but stay, behind working on the scenes, maybe somehow, stay in her job and put herself there, and preserve this huge RICO case where at least 5 people have pled guilty. And there's no way that this case was going to go to trial, probably no way that it was going to go to trial and be finished before the election anyway, because there's so many, were there 19 people including Trump? And then Sadow, that dude, he said that they're going to appeal anyway, in any event. So that slows everything down right there. But let's see, what is Fani's choice going to be? What will she do? Will she just fire Nathan Wade and stay on herself? Or will she get a whole new team and recuse herself? What will she do? And again, don't get mad at me for saying that. I don't have a stake in it at all. I'm just saying what I've heard on the news. What will she do? Right there. Okay. So this looks like a hard choice for her. Okay, there's the bridge. The book. Yeah. It's kind of unknown. Some of the secrets. There's a risk. And then change, improvements. I think she's going to choose to stay and take that risk. The light is heading towards the bridge. Now, the book doesn't have to be secrets or the unknown. It can be the law. That she's going to hold to that bridge, that letter of the law. Okay, the mask. Okay, fox, mask, bear. This could be some wisdom there. Or stress. Okay. This should do it. Huh. So, I think she's going to literally work it to show who's been covering things up. It's like she wants to look deeper. She wants to stick with her power and look deeper at the case. Over time, I'm thinking she's going to be able to find something new and just keep working it. But it's going to be a dark time that she goes through. I think even though she broke up with Nathan Wade, I think this might be a hard decision for her to fire him. But neither one of their cards came through. That's interesting. But here she is, like right in the center. She's in her heart. Maybe she's just having to look in both directions, and it's like, right? I mean, it's a mask, but it's like having to choose between being in a rock and a hard place. But this could be a new, like over time, bringing together a new team. This is all about staying in and having the wisdom of her heart to stay in it. And then we have evidence here. Her heart has been the thing that clouded up the whole issue. right? I suppose. But, I mean, you know, she's human. And like I said, the light is shining on her crossing this bridge to follow the letter of the law and knowing what she can and cannot do. And she has been known to be a very good prosecutor. The fox is knowing how, you know, depends on who you're reading on. For her, I think knowing how to manipulate things to her advantage, knowing how to work the legal system, also being very adept in research. And she knows that they brought through a bunch of lies. You know, there's that Mike Roman guy, and it was, I think, Sato is his attorney, and then what's her name, that Ashley Merchant. But here we have her with the choice to use the wisdom here and here of the letter of the law. But then this, you know, it's going to take her in and in and in and in and going around and around and around. But I think she will choose to take out the guy that kind of did things a little. I don't know if he did things wrong or not, but I think Nathan Wade has to go, and she's going to have to do that. But I think it kind of hurts her heart. She's kind of, yeah. I mean, it's hard. The whip can be repetitive action, and it can also be just working and working and working it, looking deeper, researching, repetitive research. And we've got research over here, but looking at it back to the past to see like what went wrong, and then choosing to not betray. Here's the clincher right here. She's going to do whatever she can to not betray her reputation. So I don't see any cards of recusal, okay? If we had cards, recusal would be here, the coffin. It would be the scythe. The scythe didn't come through. I don't see that she's going to remove herself. And maybe she feels betrayed by Nathan Wade. Maybe there was something that came through. I didn't pay attention to all the details. But, you know, that risk of the heart, I don't think she's going to do that again. She's going to come out of the clouds, or come out of the dark side of the clouds, bringing herself into the light. Okay. So that's what I'm getting now. I could be wrong. We'll see. And sometimes things are in flux, and then, you know, we're dealing with, well, just one person and her free will. But so, let's see what else. Maybe I should read on. Let me go back to the Kipper real quick. Sorry, this one's going to be longer. But you can always thank Hilda for the timestamps when she has time to get there. Oh, and Hilda, if you're listening and you ever don't have time to do the timestamps, you just let me know and I'll do them. Okay, so let's look at the stolen documents case. Even though I mean it's effectively delayed forever, but let's see. How is that going to go? Maybe Jack Smith comes through with some new move of some type, or let's look at that. Stolen documents case. Violation of the Espionage Act. How is this going to go for Donald John Trump? Right there. Something to do with foreign, or that he can just dream on. Okay, I'm thinking that's Aileen Cannon, but we'll see. How's this going to go for Trump? Okay, there he is. Interesting. Oh, I'm going to keep going because Jack Smith has arrived. He's got something to say. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. So, I'm going to start here because Trump came through. All of this is sneaking up behind him. Somebody who was previously loyal to him will no longer be. And during a deposition, testimony, court hearing, whatever, it will come out. This is literally Judge Cannon. Remember how last week these cards came together? I think they were over here, but or maybe they were up here. The Cannon card came through. Maybe the tat reading was trying to tell me like she was going to screw everything up. But anyway, this is Judge Cannon. And she has this, well, down by, she's in Florida, okay, down by the ocean. She has this grandiose vision, but she's a liar and a cheat. She's bought and paid for, right here. Okay, but what's sneaking up behind Trump is maybe that will be proved somehow, or they just already know it, and it could take some time, because the pathway card is usually it can be about a year to 2 years at the most, but it's something that develops over time. So it could be more than her flipping. Sad news up at the corner or message of concern. Right? Subpoenas, all that. Or just things being revealed. Anyway, what he's looking forward to is just a whole lot more work, and it's going to get him down. Jack Smith is up here with his strategy, and I don't know who this woman is that is helping him. This has come through before with him, that he had, I'm remembering that, it's a while back, but he had a woman that I think on his team that is very good at getting to secrets. So there's change coming in because of Aileen Cannon and change to Trump. Their big vision, I think, is going to be kaputs here. There's somebody in Trump's inner circle. So this could be, again, Weisselberg, because he has had health issues. Weisselberg has been, we're looking at mirroring the cards here. Weisselberg is going back to prison. He could die in prison, something like that. Or this could be Trump in his future. When he finally friggin' gets there, it could be that he's not getting out. Again, this could also be a server where some information has been stored. Video, because this card is ruled by Neptune. Neptune rules all film and video. There could be video on a server that comes through, and then Trump's like, oh, crap. And again, back to, moving those boxes from Mar-a-Lago, moving the boxes from Mar-a-Lago to Bedminster. And I don't remember that guy's name, but he was on the news recently. And I remember I read on that a long time ago. I just would have to look and find the video in the playlist. It's in Trump's playlist, but it's also about 500 other videos in there. I guess if I just put in the search, or if one of you guys want to do it, Bedminster, and go into Trump's playlist and look for Bedminster, or just put in my video library Bedminster and see what comes through. So, okay, Four Corners reveal. Again, I wonder if Jack Smith is having a little bit of maybe he caught COVID, or he's just going through a little down patch. And maybe this is a down patch with Merrick Garland. This could be Merrick Garland. And Jack Smith is having trouble with him because he's been so patient for so long, and Merrick Garland has put things off forever. Okay, so in Trump's future, like I said, whoa, it's our ruh-roh card. The loyalties and partnerships are ending because they don't want to go to prison for him. Weisselberg already has to. And everybody's witnessing, what Michael Cohen went through, has witnessed what Michael Cohen went through, and they're now witnessing what Weisselberg is going through. And why would anybody stay loyal to him anymore, in any old partnership anymore? They won't. They will flip. And this is awful. So, and this is on the stolen documents case. Here we are with the lying. Surprised the theft card didn't come through. But anyway, giving documents to somebody overseas. It could be a woman. Again, can read in different layers here. What else? Somebody doesn't want to, somebody who's been in partnership with him is going to flip on him and cheat on him because they don't want to lose their reputation any further than they already have. That's interesting. I don't know who that is. Maybe it's Ivanka. Maybe it could be. So, change is coming for him no matter what. And it's because of his lying and cheating. And it's his own inner circle that's going to flip on him. And it very well could be Ivanka. And it could be someone else. It could even be Alina Habba. But then again, there's attorney-client privilege, and I don't know. I mean, I think wives don't have to testify. They can, but they don't have to testify against their husbands. Daughters, I think, is a whole different story. And maybe this is somebody else, some other younger person that he cheated with. It could be Stormy. This could be something to do with Stormy, even though that's a totally different case. So, okay, bear with me. I'm going to read on that case next. Let's read on Alvin Bragg's case regarding, and it's a criminal case, regarding, oh, God. Oh, my God. This is crazy. So, Stormy Daniels, hush money, $130,000 that, Michael Cohen mortgaged his house for, and, God, talk about loyal, huh? No wonder it's all mea culpa now. So anyway, ooh, that was the child card, okay. So with Stormy, she got that money, she got that payout, but it was, because it was right before the 2016 election, I mean, the cheating happened with Melania, or against Melania, in 2006. But it was all just fine, no big deal. They just, I don't know that Stormy even, I don't know if it was a trick. I think from reading what she said, we'll find out. Everything's going to come out in court. But I remember some of the things she said. We don't have a mushroom card in here, so anyway, the deal is that it took 10 years for him to approach her and say, hey, I'm worried this might come out in an election. Can I give you some money to keep you quiet? How much would it take? All that. Oh, but I can't. And that probably wouldn't have sunk him. But what he did, the mistake he made, is he ran it through, because this is the grifter he is. He ran that $130,000 through his business, and that's where Weisselberg came in, and there's that. Yeah. So, how's it going to go for Trump? How will Alvin Bragg's criminal case against Trump regarding election interference go for Trump? No matter how long it takes, how will it go? Okay. Whew, well, there's his karma. Lack and poverty. It's going to cost him bigly. Make his mind go even more mush than it already is. I don't know that this could be Stormy because I don't know how old she is now. Is she even 50 yet? I don't know. I would think if she came through... Yeah, no, this is her card right here. This is Stormy. Because we're reading on Stormy. Ooh. Maybe she's going to help get him locked up. Right? It's her and Michael Cohen that are going to be witnesses in this case. Okay. Make sure these are all fitting. Oh, there. I'm good. Okay. If I just back up, I can see. Okay. Well... karmically, as it should, details about the case are going to come out. They're going to be quite embarrassing and humiliating to him. Stormy is going to be humiliating to him. Interesting. It's going to really take a lot of money, and these cases are going to. I don't know that the RNC, because what's her face is in there now, his daughter-in-law. I would think Republicans. There are so many groups coming out against him. I would think that their donations going into the RNC are going to be gifts into the gifts into the RNC are going to not be there anymore. I mean they're going to stop. Too many people see him as a liar and a cheat. He has some hidden enemies that are probably going to come out of hiding. Look at this, how poverty is hiding. So the only way you can mess up this great fortune card is to have some linking cards. And here's one, the end of his good old, fortune from his family. And then poverty up here linking to it. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. So when it comes to the Alvin Bragg case, there's this, Alvin Bragg has a strategy, I think, to have testimony from many, many, many people. Even though there's those 140,000 documents, there's probably only 100 or so that are applicable to the case, and that is it's a legal ploy that attorneys' offices they do all the time. They flood the prosecutorial team with just so many documents that it slows everything down. It's a delay tactic, and we know that, and every judge that's dealt with Trump in New York, I think they just don't like him at all. They see the deception, the delay tactic, clogging up the wheels of justice. So this one's going to take time. It's not going to be done before the election, I don't think. But it could be. I could be wrong. It's just that this card here talks about, could be that something comes in later and it slows things down. But it does have to do with some risk or reward that came in from some other guy that Trump paid. Now, I would think this would be Stormy and this would be Michael Cohen. Because Michael Cohen is giving all of the information about his karmic past that even had him down. This is Michael Cohen. And maybe Michael Cohen is, this is like this mea culpa to his daughter even, that he feels bad for doing anything that he did with Trump to his wife and his daughter. He feels bad about that. But for Trump himself, Michael Cohen is this risk that he can't get. And Michael Cohen is like, he's got rent space, or he's not paying rent, but he's got space in his brain. It's all he can think about. And I would think that he probably even wants revenge, even though I don't have that card here. But for Trump himself, it's going to end the way he can think, because he's just spinning around in that rat's maze of a brain. He's feeling helpless and stuck in his thoughts there. This card can be 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 months. So maybe we're going to hear something. So Alvin Bragg gave him 30 days, but Judge Juan Merchan is the one that has to decide on whether or not, because they were asking for 90 days. This would be Judge Merchan. And I don't know that he's going to give them the whole 90 days, because this is a minimization here of giving. So maybe this will go faster than I'm thinking. Now, moving over here to the other side of it, Trump's strategy in order to, forget strategy. It's just his brain thinking about Stormy Daniels and in Trump Tower with him. He's going to be like going back to the good old days, maybe when she was younger. I'm reading this on a different level here, a different layer of it. Again, locked up in his head about it. But Stormy Daniels is going to give some testimony. She's going to give testimony as to how she was paid. She's going to confirm that she did receive the $130,000, and she became a little more wealthier. I guess didn't expect it. This is interesting to get the community card here. Let me draw a couple other cards. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I've got despair. This card kind of doesn't make sense to me, other than this could be her, Stormy Daniels' community, because it knights to her, and there's support there. I don't know if she has a good relationship with her dad. This could be Michael Cohen and their relationship, But anyway, this is how it ends for Trump. Major despair and documents that prove everything that happened and the legal work that Michael Cohen did for him. So, okay. Well, this has been a really long reading. It's going to take a while to upload, but I'm going to send you big hugs as always, and I welcome your questions. I can always add it to another reading. Okay, bye, you guys.